A while back, I shared that writers have fun terminating people we don't like in our stories, and asked y'all to share the names of people you would like to see me fictionally unalive. And this is an installment in that series. I do consider this body horror. The person asked for an extremely painful death, so consider yourselves warned. This is called Incredibly Sharp, Extremely Painful. The day was ordinary, a day like any other day. The sun shone bright, the waves pounded in the distance, and a cool breeze kept the worst of the summer heat at bay. It was the day Lane Sharp died. He lay in bed naked, having pushed the sweat-soaked sheets away. The light hurt his eyes, but he couldn't move to close the blind. Most of the flesh had peeled away from his left leg from foot to thigh. The necrosis crept across his groin. It had all started so benignly. With a swim in the blue waters off Thailand, it had been a perfect vacation, all sun and sand and tipsy propositions to beautiful Thai youths, American dollars slipping from his hand to theirs. On the last day, he had swum one final time in the surf. When the wave had bashed him into the reef, slicing into his shin, he had bound the wound and not thought much of it. By the time his flight landed in LAX, fluid had accumulated under his skin. When he got home, he had drained the laceration, cleaned it, taken an Ambien, and tumbled into bed. He had been unable to get up when he awoke some 15 hours later. He knew he had a fever, knew something was hopelessly wrong. Moving brought pain so severe he'd pass out. It felt like his leg was on fire, the nerves sizzling, muscles suppurating. He had Googled it before his phone died. Necrosticizing fasciitis following coral reef laceration. The pain presented in these cases was listed as severe, much worse than other sorts of skin infections. Then the phone had made a dying beep and gone dark. The charger sat on the table in the kitchen, approximately 1 billion miles away. He had tried screaming, but his house had been built tight. No one could hear him. Dead flesh slips off the bone when it's been cooked. Like it's been cooked, pus seeping through to the mattress. Every time Lane managed to move, he lost a little more of himself. He was mostly conscious as he dissolved. As his body succumbed to the infection, his brain received signals of severe distress. In response, it insisted that he move, causing his limbs to spasm. The attempts to stand up, flee the agony, only renewed the cycle as pain roared through him again. At the end, he hallucinated that coral grew under his flesh, and he began to scratch, tearing rotting strips away. Gradually, his screams faded, leaving only the sound of birdsong in the quiet home.